Okay, so the sphenopalatine artery is the artery of epistaxis and it can be ligated surgically to control such nosebleeds. Now let's go on to the pharyngeal branch. Okay, now like the pterygoid, the artery to the pterygoid canal, this branch also runs backwards. So you can see it over here. The pharyngeal branch runs backwards through a canal related to the inferior aspect of the body of the sphenoid, communicating with the nasopharynx, as in the name, communicating with the nasopharynx, supplying the nasopharynx, auditory tube, and the sphenoidal air sinus. Finally, we have the descending palatine artery, which divides to the greater and the lesser palatine arteries, which supply the hard and the soft palate respectively. It descends through the greater palatine canal with the greater and lesser palatine branches of the pterygopalatine ganglion. Okay, so let's see it in this diagram. Here. So it's the descending palatine has divided into greater palatine and the lesser palatine, and these come out through the greater palatine foramen and the lesser palatine foramen. So it emerges from the greater palatine foramen, runs forward in a groove on the medial side of the alveolar border of the hard palate to the incisive canal, and the terminal branch of this artery passes upward through the canal to anastomose with the sphenopalatine artery. So this is something we've already seen. The posterior septal branches of the sphenopalatine, they anastomose with the branches of the greater palatine. Okay, so with this we actually complete all of the arteries in the pterygopalatine region as well. It's actually a bit tricky to remember all of these, but I suggest you to completely memorize this diagram. It's going to help you a lot. Just think of it in this way. Before entering the pterygomaxillary fissure, it gives the infraorbital artery and the posterior superior alveolar. As it enters, it passes backwards. The two branches which pass backward into the pterygoid canal and the pharyngeal branch. And the next one enters the nasal cavity through the sphenopalatine foramen. And it is also the artery of epistaxis. And finally, there's one branch which descends downwards. So it's called the descending palatine, which emerges on the palate through the greater and the lesser palatine foramina, which are the greater and lesser palatine nerves, which supply those areas, and finally anastomose with the sphenopalatine artery. So that's it we have in this lecture. Let's just quickly go over this diagram. Okay, so the first part, second part, third part. The first part was the mandibular, second was the pterygoid, and third was the pterygopalatine. So I hope you enjoyed this lecture, and please like, share, subscribe, and just stay tuned.